Good evening, everybody. We're going to take a few minutes tonight and we're going to go ahead and talk about the upcoming messy system we're going to be talking about Monday night into Tuesday morning. I do want to focus in on a few things with this system. It's not going to be a gigantic system by any means, but it does pose a risk for some hazards across the state, particularly in southern and central parts of Michigan. So first and foremost, welcome to the stream. Go ahead and hit that like button for me. I would appreciate that. And we'll go ahead and dive into this once we have a few people in here. Give me a thumbs up in chat if you guys can hear me okay. Anybody at all? Is my audio on? That should be the first question. Either my comments are not working. Okay, thank you, Tisha. Awesome. All right, awesome, guys. I must be delayed just a bit. So I'll go ahead and get started here. So we're tracking a little bit of a messy system heading our way for tomorrow night, Monday night into Tuesday morning. So we're going to go ahead and start off with the HRRR model. This is going to be the precip type product, which is going to show us rain, snow, and then a mix. So this is your current afternoon model, the latest run of this particular model. We're going to go ahead and run this through today, into tonight, overnight, into Monday. We start seeing some mixed precip down here in Illinois. This is tomorrow morning, right around 7, 8 a.m. We do see some snow showers in some parts of the state. It shouldn't be very much accumulation wise with this at all in the early morning, Monday hours. Just some passing snow showers, not much to worry about tomorrow morning into tomorrow afternoon. Tomorrow evening, though, we start seeing this system, the bulk of the system down here to the south, start to rise north towards Michigan. And by late Monday night here, we see this mix of precipitation. Now, this is likely going to fall as freezing rain. So this is going to be Monday, tomorrow night, about 7, 8 p.m. according to this model. We start seeing this freezing rain type of mix head into the state. Now I go ahead and run this through the overnight hours. We're going to go 2 hours forward here. We see it fill in a little bit further north here along I-94 up toward Grand Rapids, up towards Flint. This is 10 p.m. tomorrow night, Monday night. We go ahead and run this past midnight to 1 a.m. We start seeing this mix go to this red to purple to blue to green. It's going to be a mess. Really going to depend on the temperatures because 1 degree can make all the difference between snow, rain, or freezing rain, or maybe even sleet. It's going to all depend on temperature profiles. We do have some areas of confidence that are going to see more in the way of accumulation of snow versus accumulation of freezing rain. We'll go over that here in a second. But I want to show you this, the potential radar look here as we head into the overnight hours. Now, this is Tuesday morning. We see a changeover to snow by about Tuesday, about 4 or 5 in the morning. And then we see freezing rain here still south of 94 across the southern parts of Michigan, closer to the border of Indiana and Ohio. And moving through the morning on Tuesday, that remains freezing rain until about 10 a.m. according to this model, and then it changes over to a lighter type of snow. And then through the day on Tuesday, this system continues to push north and east. It turns to rain for south of 94 there, and it stays snow north of 94 there. So what are we talking about in terms of accumulation wise? Well, I'll show you guys this. So first and foremost, I want to talk about snow because snow accumulation does look likely here. It's not going to be a significant snowstorm for anybody, but it could be efficient enough to drop maybe 2, 4, 5, maybe 6 inches. So we run this snowfall accumulation map through the day on Tuesday. We see some snow up further north here, north of Grand Rapids, north of Flint. We see areas of 4 to 6 inches in the heaviest swath of snow. Now, this is just one model solution. Take a peek at the HRRR. Now, the HRRR model is not loaded fully through the day on Tuesday. It only goes out 48 hours in advance. So I can only show you up to around the afternoon on Tuesday. So I'll go ahead and click over here to the snow accumulation. We're going to go run this through again. Now, this one has a little bit further south here. We see accumulation further south with this 2 to 4 inches according to this model. And that is for areas right along 94 and up north to the Tri-Cities, the Mount Pleasant area. So some models are disagreeing on the placement of exact snow. snow. Again, it's going to all come down to the temperature profiles of the day and how quickly they can change between freezing, above freezing, or if they stay at or below freezing. Now, in terms of freezing rain accumulation, there is some concern starting to happen here for areas south of I-94, along in South I-94 here. Now, we're not thinking it's going to be a major ice storm, but there is some indication we could sneak up to a quarter inch of ice in some areas. This is the ARRR run showing freezing rain accumulation right around a tenth to 2/10 of an inch with some isolated higher amounts possible. We see down here in Toledo as a recording of just over a quarter inch of ice. We have a stretch here from Lenawee into Hillsdale into Branch all the way across down in the southern part, almost close to the border of Ohio here, of right around a quarter inch of ice. Now, again, 1 degree could throw this system completely off, and that is often the case with these systems. So if we get a colder type of solution to this system, we could be talking about a few hours of a freezing rain here. But regardless of how much accumulates, it's going to likely impact the Tuesday morning commute very heavily. If you're in the I-94 vicinity, if you're south closer to the border there, it's going to impact you. It's going to make things an ice rink. But also, if we can get close to those quarter inch of ice amounts, we could be talking isolated power outages. Now, again, not thinking this is going to be a huge ice storm at all. We're not thinking that, but there is a chance once you get close and above that quarter inch of ice, that is when you start to get a little concerned for power outages. But still, a tenth to 2/10 of an inch should be the going forecast here for areas just, I'm going to say, just to the north of 94, not too far north, but just to the north of 94 and areas south. We could see a tenth to 2/10 of an inch of ice accumulate. And for areas north of 94, has that best chance for accumulating snowfall. In terms of how much snowfall, again, it's going to range from 2 to 4, maybe as much as 6 inches in some spots. Taking a look at the GFS model, the GFS is a little bit, it's a global model. It's not made for short-term forecasting, but this model does show that snow pretty much in between the NAM solution and the ARRR solution. So again, showing a good 2 to 4+ inches of snow across central and northern parts of lower Michigan here. UP does look to escape this storm in general, but still a very impactful, despite being a weaker type of storm, is going to still impact not only travel, but also your morning commutes as well. Just take it easy on Tuesday morning for sure. If you have to, if you're going to work, traveling to school, stuff like that, we could possibly see some school closings on Tuesday. In fact, I think those would be likely if we get this freezing rain as expected here in the early morning hours. Now, as far as timing goes, again, most of the freezing rain is going to fall. If we go back here to our radar, I know a lot of you guys are asking for timing in the comments here. So as far as timing for the freezing rain, this is your accumulating. Go back here to the afternoon run. There we go. This is your accumulating snow or accumulating ice accumulation. Sorry. We start seeing it creep up in here into Michigan in the afternoon hours Monday, but it's likely going to be falling as rain. But as we get into Monday night into Tuesday morning, we start seeing that really start to pop up here just after 8 p.m. tomorrow night. So freezing rain will likely start. Again, snow showers first through the day tomorrow. Nothing big out of that, but the freezing rain impacts will be felt later on Monday night for areas south and along 94 there. Again, this is going to continue overnight. Starts right around 8 to 10 p.m. tomorrow, and it stays consistent throughout the overnight hours. This is 7 a.m. We still see some areas accumulating ice here, according to this model. So again, this could be a longer duration freezing drizzle, freezing rain type of event. So overnight Tuesday will be or overnight Monday into Tuesday will be the bulk of the freezing rain. Now, as far as the snowfall goes, the bulk of the snowfall is going to fall right between these time frames. We'll pull this map back up here. I'll go ahead and run this back to the Midwest. Where are you? There you are. And the bulk of the snowfall here is going to fall Tuesday morning, right around 7 a.m. We start seeing accumulation here between 2 inches. And by Tuesday afternoon, we start seeing that fill in. And by Tuesday night, we have about 2 to 4+ inches of snow on the ground. So those are your time frames. Freezing rain overnight Monday into Tuesday morning, snowfall Tuesday afternoon to Tuesday night. Now, we do not have a map made for right now. We were just watching the Lions game. We hopped on here as quickly as possible. I know a lot of you want to get to bed early. I have work tomorrow. I got school tomorrow. We just wanted to hop on here ASAP. We do not have our forecast map made yet. We will be working on it through the evening and hope to get that out to you guys tonight. But again, accumulations of ice, a tenth to 2/10 along in South 94, isolated higher amounts possible. Not expecting a huge ice storm at all. And then again, for snow, anywhere from 2 to 4 plus, we could see some areas if this overachieves closer to the 5, 6 inch mark. Not a huge system, but a very impactful system. So, with that being said, guys, I don't want to spend too much time on here. I'll look for the comments for a few seconds here and see if there's anything worth answering here. Again, if you guys are going to ask for your locations, I don't have a map made, but if you are along in South 94, expect freezing rain and a changeover to mostly rain for the day on Tuesday. As we can see, most of the snowfall stays north. So as the temperature is warm, that freezing rain will turn to rain and likely melt most of what has accumulated on roadways, trees, and power lines, stuff like that. All right, checking out the comments here. Yeah, I know. This is the long term though for February does not look any better if you're a summer lover. We're looking to stay in a more, I'm not going to say cold pattern. It's not going to be an Arctic like we've had, but it's going to be a typical warmer type of winter. We are watching a potential for a little bit of an active period in early February, but again, temperatures look to stay pretty much above average for the next 10 days. So that's good news though. Forecasted winds are not that high, Tom. About 10 to 15 at most. Not expecting much in the way of wind with this event. Again, guys, there's not too many questions in here. It's a pretty straightforward forecast, and I got a map to make here as well. So I don't want to spend too much time on here. But if you guys do have any pressing questions, I will try to answer those. Wanted to cover this really quickly. If we go all the way through the afternoon on Tuesday, this is what I mean by changing back over to rain for areas south 94 there. We see that freezing rain turn to a potential snow for an hour or two. It's not really going to accumulate much at all, if anything, but that changes back over to rain here for the end of the duration as temperatures rise. So what could, should I say, accumulate in terms of ice will likely melt very quickly Tuesday afternoon. Not very long, Greg. Not very long at all. Tuesday night travel 94, you should be fine by that time if you're Tuesday night. It depends though, if that snow line, if temperatures can stay cold enough for snow there, you may sneak some snow showers in Tuesday night, but I don't think it's going to be very impactful for the Tuesday night along 94. This is more of a Monday night and Tuesday morning type of thing. And because temperatures rise so fast, I would expect not only plows, but also anything that's fallen to melt pretty quickly, especially on main highways. Definitely don't underestimate though with freezing rain though. It can make even treated surfaces slick very quickly. Yeah, Central Michigan, 2 to 4. Generally speaking, with isolated higher amounts possible. Again, it's going to everywhere in Michigan, whether it's snow, rain, or ice, it's going to heavily depend on temperature profiles. These types of forecasts can kind of go either way. A 33-degree mark can mean rain, or a 32-degree mark can mean freezing rain. If 1 degree is off, it could mean the difference between a lot of different things here. But right now, the going expectation is along in South 94 is freezing rain and then change over to rain, but potential snow mixing at times, but mainly a freezing rain to rain event. North of 94, snow, potentially seeing some isolated freezing rain within there. But for right now, we're thinking it's going to stay mostly snow. Yes, Macomb County will be impacted by this. Saginaw, you should be mainly snow for you up there. Yeah, that's a pretty good guess there, Tony. It's going to be one of those things where these systems, again, they're very heavily dependent on temperature profiles. So, again, if we get a warmer solution, um, it would likely impact snow totals up there as well. So, 1 to 3 to 3 to 6 is a pretty good mark. I think 3 to 6 is the higher end of things, but I think 2 to 4 is right in the middle of the sweet spot for it with, I say, isolated 5 or 6. Westland, you're going to be in that freezing rain area. Excuse me. We do have advisories, winter weather advisories for our very bottom southwest tiers of counties. I want to say, see if I can get these by heart. Berrien, Cass, St. Joseph, Branch, and Hillsdale counties, I believe, are the one, two, three, four, 5 counties in Southwest Michigan. They currently do have a winter weather advisory out for you guys for the freezing rain potential, and they do comment up to 2/10 of an inch as well. So NWS in agreement with what we're kind of thinking here as well, which is pretty typical. So again, isolated higher amounts are possible. It's just I think most of the say 90% of people should fall within that 10th to 2/10 of an inch category. Genesee, you're going to be a little bit further north there. I expect you to stay mostly snow, but don't be surprised though if that temperature profile can stay cold enough up there. You could mix in some freezing rain, excuse me, at the start of this. But I would definitely expect you guys up there to remain snow. Lenawee would be in the freezing rain zone. The time frame on this is going to be again for freezing rain for south and along 94 is going to be overnight Monday into Tuesday morning. If you're north in the snow zone, the bulk of that snow is going to fall Tuesday afternoon and Tuesday night. Shiawassee County should be mostly snow there for you. Belleville, you'd be in the freezing rain zone. Port Huron, you're going to be in the snow zone. Macomb County, you're going to be in that snow zone. Although you are close to the line between rain and snow. So if you're in Macomb County, be on alert there because you're right there on that line. Oakland County, same thing for you guys. Again, you guys are right there on that line. You're close to it, so I would expect it to be mostly snow for you. But again, just because you're so close, it could be a period of freezing rain throughout the time frame. Grand Rapids should be mostly snow. All right, guys. I see many questions about your locations. Again, I'll go over this one more time. So if you're asking for your locations, if you are along and south of Interstate 94, which is in southern Michigan, so that does include Metro Detroit over towards Ann Arbor, towards Jackson, towards Battle Creek, towards Kalamazoo, areas along and in those areas and south to the borders. You guys are going to have a period of freezing rain likely starting Monday, tomorrow night, and lasting overnight into Tuesday morning. And then areas north of Interstate 94 will likely be mainly, or if not all, snow starting Tuesday afternoon and lasting to Tuesday evening. For you guys, North 94, accumulation of snow between 2 to 4. Plus, there could be some isolated higher amounts is possible for you guys. Areas along in South 94 in the freezing rain zone, 1/10 to 2/10 of an inch of ice. I have 350 people here in the chat here asking about their locations. I can't answer every specific one, but again, if you guys are at least close to 94, you do have that period of freezing rain there. And it should be mainly a freezing rain switching to rain event. You should not have to deal with much in the way of snow with this. But if you're north 94, it should be pretty much all snow. With that being said, guys, I'm going to probably hop off here. Again, I can't get to everybody's questions here. I see a lot of questions I have not answered regarding location. So I hope that kind of clarifies things. If I were to sit here and answer everybody's questions about specific locations, we'd be here all night. So I don't mean to be rude, but the gist of it is along and south of 94 is freezing rain, and then north of that is going to be snow. We will have a map posted a little bit later on tonight. It might take some time to get it up and running, designed and make a forecast, stuff like that. It might take some time there, but we will have a map out on our page by, we'll say 10 p.m. at the latest, because we do have some work to do in addition to this. So we'll try and get that out ASAP for you guys, though. But with that being said, guys, I'm going to hop off here, get going on some of the work I got to do. And if you have not already, hit that like button. I would appreciate that. And I'll see you guys next time. We will go live tomorrow for an update. So if you guys want to come back and join, you guys are more than welcome to. Thanks, guys, for watching. Be safe.